At a traditional tea ceremony, guests first pass through a formal garden to reach the tea house. Before entering, they pause at a shelter fitted with a bench. Enjoying the view of the garden, they put themselves in the right frame of mind for the tea ceremony ahead. The garden evokes a rustic scene of nature with few colourful flowers. It's a setting intended to soothe the spirit. As they walk through the garden, the guests reach the tsukubai, a stone bowl with a hollow carved into it, which is filled with water. This water is used for washing the hands and rinsing the mouth, a symbolic ritual of purification before the ceremony. The tea house will have only a very narrow entrance. This is called the Nijiri-guchi. The host doesn't greet the guests yet, but the room has been carefully prepared. There's a decorative scroll hanging in the tokonoma alcove. On this one, the calligraphy reads, "Intoxicated by ume plum blossom." It's a poetic allusion to the season, early spring. Next to the scroll is a small vase holding a sprig of ume blossom. These decorations are understated, yet composed with great deliberation. The implements used for serving the tea are a crucial element in the tea ceremony. Most tea gatherings have a theme, and the implements are chosen accordingly. The guests appreciate the tea implements selected by the host. Before the tea is prepared, sweet confections are served to the guests. As with the decoration of the room, they often evoke the season. Tasting this morsel of sweetness before drinking the tea serves to accentuate the mild bitterness of the tea itself. Finally, the host prepares the tea and serves it to the guests. The specific actions performed in preparing the tea are known as temae. They're precisely defined to achieve great elegance with only the subtlest of movements. The matcha is taken from the tea caddy using a bamboo scoop. The amount is carefully measured, so there will be 3 scoops of tea in the bowl for each of the guests. Water has been heated up in the kettle. This is ladled over the tea in the bowl. The elegance with which each of these actions is performed is one of the ways for the host to demonstrate his or her deep consideration for the guests. The matcha is then mixed with the hot water using a bamboo tea whisk. The tea is ready. This bowl of tea is the expression of the host's deep intention to make the guests feel welcome. At a formal tea ceremony, a single tea bowl is used, which is passed from one guest to the next. There are also prescribed forms of action that guests must observe at tea gatherings. Each movement has its own significance. After receiving the bowl, it must be turned slightly before drinking from it. This is done to avoid placing one's mouth on the surface that is considered the front of the bowl. It's a gesture of respect for the host. After sipping the tea, each guest wipes the rim of the bowl out of consideration for the person who will drink from it next. Then the bowl is turned back, so that its front is facing the next guest as it's passed to them. Just as the host demonstrates solicitude for the guests, the actions of the guests express consideration for each other. This shared sense of respect and mutual warmth is what makes tea gatherings so special.